Hey, what's happening, people? How y'all doing? I apologize. Longhorn is late, but welcome to another edition of Messages in the Madness with yours truly, Longhorn the comedian. It's Sunday night. It is 8:08. Yes, I am late. I admit it. I was doing another show and we ran over. So hey, I'm here. Hopefully you'll be here. Um, Gotta tape a message real quick. Um, so I hope you had a great week, fabulous week, fantastic week, because I did. I always do. I know I say that every week. So, hey, I appreciate just being above dirt and seeing another day. It's just been awesome. Awesome. My life is awesome. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Yes. Happy Mother's Day to you because honestly, without y'all, there would be no us. And we are grateful, very, very, very grateful for you. So, hey, y'all coming in. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit like, love as you pop in and say hi to me. I appreciate that because I'm here. And guess what? This show is going to be off the cuff. I've been thinking about it all day, but I've been busy. So happy Mother's Day to my wife, to my daughters, to my friends and families. Happy Mother's Day to you. We spent the day doing some gardening. My granddaughter took my wife and one of my daughters to dinner. Special um, love and keep her in your positive prayers. My daughter-in-law, she lost her mother this week, and y'all just send a prayer up for the family for prayer for strength. Can you do that for me? It's a horrible way for Mother's Day to have to spend Mother's Day, but I love her. I love her. I call her my third daughter. I love her dearly. So y'all keep her in your prayers. And keep my children in their prayers as well. That's a whole nother story that we're not gonna get into, but life is wonderful. And we are here. And if it wasn't for mothers, we wouldn't be here. So Longhorn didn't have to travel for his day job this week. So, or did I? Did I? Did I travel? Oh, yeah, I did travel. Matter of fact, wow. You know what? I'm getting old. Where was I at? Oh, I was just in Kansas City. I went to Kansas City and Topeka this week. So hung out up there. Matter of fact, I'm going back to Topeka next month. I got two shows in Topeka next month. Excited about that. Yeah. Doing the Longhorn Happy Dance. Yeah. So that's going on. The garden is coming along great. Oh my God, it's coming along great. So anyway, I'm just ecstatic. And the show I was just on was really pretty good. I had a good time with it. We was talking about automotive stuff, so I didn't include y'all in that one. So the topic for today is where would you be without your mama? Salute to single moms. And of course, where would we be without our moms? I mean, we wouldn't be here without mom, plain and simple. We just wouldn't. I mean, it just doesn't happen. It's this thing called biology that it takes a mom for you to be here. And I was thinking about this all week. Where would I be if I didn't have my mom? Now, don't get me wrong. My mom and I didn't have the tightest relationship. We weren't the closest because, as some of y'all that's read my book have heard, my mother gave birth to me when she was 14 years old. She was a child herself. My dad was 21. It was legal back then. So no, don't be talking about my daddy, okay? It was legal back then. They were married. And my mom was 14, but my mom, she married a soldier. And she was a child raising a child. But she did the best that she could. And so for the first 4 or 5 years of my 6 years of my life, I was raised by my great grandmother, Grandma Edna. And I thought she was my mama and my mother was my sister. Yeah. Until I learned the difference between the two. But my mom did the best that she could. Then I had, my brother, he came along a year and 13 days later. My sister's 5 years down the road. But my mom, by the time she had my sister, she wasn't even 21. So we kind of came up together, I guess you could say. And some of the struggles that I saw her go through and the things that I'd learned from watching her are part of the reason why I'm the man that I am to this day. And I give a lot of credit to her for that because it was that mother's love. It was that mother's desire to provide for her children. It was that mother's that thing that moms bring that's just so special. And then some of us have mothers that were not from birth. Some are was adopt, due to adoption. Some was due to there's no adoption. We just took them under our wing and said, "This is my child," and you loved and took care of people like they were yours. And special shout out to those mothers. I love y'all because what you did is you took the love that you had in your heart and you shared it with somebody that you didn't have to. Now, I'm not going to lie and say all mothers were great. Some mothers just did that. They gave birth. But and I feel sorry for them. I mean, I'm don't get me wrong, excluding the ones that may have passed on passed on giving birth, I thank you for the wonderful gift of a person that you presented to us. But then there were some mothers that just didn't know how to be a mother and they had to give up their children. And I understand that. But I'm just sorry for them that they probably missed out on some very beautiful people. And the people that they produced were very beautiful people. And I hear stories all the time about how people go looking for their moms and they find them and they develop these relationships and everything. And I think that's awesome. So, and I think about the things that I learned from my mother. Where would I be without my mother? I would have never wrote a book if my mother hadn't wrote two. Yeah. I probably would have never became a comedian, if it wasn't for my mama being so damn funny. My mama was hilarious. I wouldn't be a survivor without my mama. And on top of that, for the most part, my mom was a single mother. Yes, my name is Vernon E. Davis II. But my mom and my father split shortly after he came back from Vietnam. And my mother raised us the best that she could. My mother was a gambler. My mother was a number of things. But she did what she had to do what she had to do to take care of us. And I see single moms out here doing the best that they can. And I just I put it in the message. I wanted to salute you because not all mothers have somebody in their corner, have that husband or that spouse in their corner to help them. They don't have a helpmate. They're doing it all themselves. Mo- Shout out and a lot of love to all of the men and women that did stick together and raise their children together. I pray you are my heroes because a lot of young people, all young people need that mother and father component, but some of our children were not fortunate to have that. And their mom had to be mom and dad and uncle and football coach and basketball coach and homework helper and a whole lot of hats that had to wear. That was those single moms. And I take my hat off. No, I'm not talking about single dads tonight. We'll talk about that on Father's Day. So don't start talking about what about the dads? What about the dads? I get that. But I'm talking about mom. Mom was the first person you learn what love is. That's the first person to love you for who you are, for what you were. You were a blob that all you did was cry, eat, and poop. And they loved you like you was the best thing that ever came into this world. They wiped your ass. They fed you. They took care of you. Mom's done everything. And then the moms that were single moms did it twice. Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you, put it into your comments. Where would you think you would be without your mom? What did you learn from your mom that's still important to you today? What did you learn? My mom taught me about pride. And it's a saying that I still say to this day that my mama's told me, she said, boy, if you don't swallow your pride, it's going to choke the shit out of you and it's going to kill you. And to this day, I believe that. And I've had to swallow my pride more times than I want to care to ask for help. Even though I didn't want to, I did it. I did. I swallowed my pride and just, okay, here we go. And my mama taught me, if you get none of what you don't ask for. If you don't ask for it, you're never gonna get it. My mama taught me to iron. My mama taught me to iron, to cook, to clean. Because she said, I need you to be able to take care of yourself, just in case you don't find a woman that loves you enough to do that. I don't know what she saw, but she said it. My mother taught me the importance of being on time. She said, baby, time is the most important thing that you have. That's the one thing that you don't know how much of it you do have. But what you do have right now is all you got. And it's important that you make the best of it. My mama taught me how to love with my eyes wide open, to see people for who they are. My mom used to tell me, I do not like people, but I love their souls. My mother taught me to just accept people for who they are, and they will figure out where they're supposed to be at in your life. They'll show you where they're supposed to be at in your life. Are they supposed to be a wife, a friend, uh, somebody you play basketball with, somebody you go to bingo with? They will show you what their position is in their life. Man, my mom taught me so many lessons. My mom taught me. My mom busted me. All right, so I'm old school. Y'all remember, you have back in the day we had, telephones. Everybody had a landline, right? And you have extensions in your house. So one day I was on the phone. I'm talking to my boys. Yeah, man, we're gonna go over there. We're gonna play spin the bottle with them girls. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. And yeah, I know which one I want, and blah, 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 blah. I didn't know my mom had stuck on the phone. And she heard my little conversation, my little mannish conversation. And I got off the phone and she said, Vernon, come here for a minute. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I heard what you said on the phone. I was listening to your conversation. I'm like, Mom. She's like, I ain't trying. She said, look, I'm gonna tell you something. You talking about playing spin the bottle with them little girls and all that. You just being managed, but let me teach you something. I said, what's that? She said, baby, never do anything to a woman that you wouldn't want somebody to do to your mother. And I still live by that. Yeah, she taught me that. That's the reason why I tip my hat to ladies. I open doors. Uh, I try to be gentle and kind. My mama taught me all that. And I'm grateful. And I've taught it to my children, you know, so I salute all the mothers that do have a husband, a spouse, or significant other that helped you to raise yours, that were there for you. You did a wonderful job, I'm sure. And to you single moms, my heart goes out to you. I thank you because you could have gave up. You could have walked away. Yeah, my mom did a few times. My mom did leave us with family a number of times, but she came back. She always came back. But that's a whole nother story too. And yeah, I'm not going to start telling that because I'll start crying sitting here talking to y'all. So mothers mean a lot to me. They mean a lot, and I try to let them know. Like this morning, I got up and I started calling my daughters, and I thanked them. I wished them Happy Mother's Day, and I reminded them that I love them and how proud I am of them. But it shouldn't just be Mother's Day we do this, but we should do it on. We should thank Mom every day. My mom is gone, so and my children, my mom is gone. And those of y'all that still have your mom, and just try to appreciate her, you know, just a little bit. So let's see what we got going on in the comments here. Let's see. The white tablecloth. Hey, thanks, bro. Hey, oh, okay. That was the show I was on. Thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate that. Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Miss Nanette. Charlotte, happy Mother's Day. Nanette, happy Mother's Day. James, good to see you, brother James. Lee Lightman, one of my favorite comics, man, out of Wisconsin. Great guy, very funny. Thank you for stopping by. Smoogie, what it do, bruh? I used some of that wood out there in my garden. Appreciate you. Mr. Davis, good to see you, Marvin Davis, great young comic. Um, Charlotte says that's where we get our strength from our mom. And I have to say that there's a lot of truth to that. James said, I learned to be real. Your mom taught you to be real? That's amazing. Rita said, sometimes you swallow your pride and sometimes you put it in your pocket. Amen. Two amens to that one. Ryan says, man, my mama's the goat. You got your mom's I'm going to tell your mama you called her a goat. You ain't, no, I know what that means. The greatest of all times. That's awesome, man. Candy says, my mother was an abusive psychopath, but that taught me what not to be. So I guess that's something. Yeah, Candy, that is something. Because my mama did some things that, I can't talk about because the statutes of limitations ain't ran out. But my mom, I guess I can't say she was a psychopath, but my mama did some things that make me wonder if I was really her child. And but through it all, I still found a way to love her because I didn't know my mother was had some mental issues until I read a book. And until we got older and I was old enough to have an adult conversation with her about what it is that she did to me. Shit, my mom would beat my ass with whatever she could put her hand on. I remember one time I got my ass whooped with a water hose off of a wash machine. I got my ass tore up one time with a bed slat off of our bunk beds because we was jumping in them. And she came in there and threw that mattress off, grabbed that slat, and she was whooping ass with a yeah. I remember one thing, I never forget it. I did something. And she said, I don't want to whoop you, but you in trouble. You're gonna get punished. So what she did is she put me I was in fourth grade. She made me get on my knees in a corner and stick my arms out like this here. And she put like 10 albums in my arms. And she says, if your butt touches your feet, I'm gonna whoop your ass. And she didn't tell me how long I had to stay like that. Yeah. My mom did some things, but at the same time, we had some good times. We had some bad times, but we had more good than bad. But Candy, I'm really sorry about your mom being a psychopath. But I'm glad that she made you because you are an awesome, awesome person. James says, Mom taught all six of us to care. Yeah, that's what they do. Rita says, your mom liked orange soda. I remember, yes, my mom loved orange sun-kissed soda. And I did too. I still love it to this day, but I won't buy it because I will drink the hell out of it. And I used to get myself in trouble because my mom would buy it, she'd get a soda and I'd go in there, sipping on a soda. But see, I didn't know my mom had put a mark on the back of the bottle. Okay. I got busted on that one. So then I know what I'll do. I'll go in, sneak me some soda and I'll fill it back up with water. Yeah, that lasted not long. Got my ass tore up again. Charlotte says, my mama taught me to be kind to others. That is one thing my mother did teach me as well. I watched my mother feed prostitutes. She invited them in our home and fed them. I watched my mother teach grown people to read. I watched my mother take in people off the street and give them somewhere to lay their head. My mother taught me, like I said earlier, treat people like you want to be treated. You know, Ryan says, Love how your mom didn't get mad and tired to teach you to do right. I think my mama taught me to do right when she learned to do right. Because I told you we was kind of raised together. My mama was kind of an outlaw. Yeah, my mama did some things that required them to put warrants out for her arrest. My mama was a gangster. Yeah. But I think when she learned to do right is when she taught me to do right. When she taught not just me, but me, my brother, my sister to do right. Yeah. Susan says, had two mamas and neither one gave birth to me. One taught me how to be a mom, and the other taught me how to be a mom to another woman's child. Wow. That's amazing. Kudos to those two ladies, to those two moms. That's awesome. Rita says, my mama did some things too. She made it possible for women to have the law of spousal abuse for all of America, and they wrote a book about it. That's what? Really? Wow. That's amazing. Congratulations, Rita. So that's my message for tonight, y'all. Moms mean so much to me that I have a friend of mine whose mother I love like she's one of like she is as if she's my mother. And it hurts my heart to see her. She has a touch of dementia and it's getting worse. And I'm watching her fade and it just does something to my heart. I have another lady who I call mom, Dave Ulrich's mom, love her like a mother. She's sweet, just as sweet as she want to be. I'm sure she'll cut me if I did something bad, but we all have our biologicals. And some of us have people in our lives that we call mom. Some have people who stand up, who stand in the gap as mom. So to y'all, everybody that's ever stood in the gap, fed a child that wasn't theirs, loved a child that wasn't theirs, housed the child that wasn't theirs, took some time to point a child in the right direction to help them get themselves together. I thank you. A special shout to my great aunt, no, to my aunt Alice Bass. Well, Alice, I can't pronounce her new last name, but my aunt Alice, she raised a lot of us growing up. I should have called her the day I didn't, and I'm wrong. But she was mom to a lot of us, you know, to my Aunt Hattie Joe, you know. I just thank y'all for loving us enough to be moms, to be stand-in moms. You know, Rita said orange soda. I love y'all too, Rita. That's the reason why I do this. Not thank you for coming in here. Nanette says I had my gap standers. Yeah, we've all had people to stand in the gaps. My wife has an interesting story. I wish I could tell it, but I don't have permission to tell it. But we all had our gap standards. Even when we did have mom, sometimes there was things that we just couldn't talk to mom about. So we had to go talk to somebody else about, and they would point us in the right directions. Suzanne, you're right. I do still have call. I do still have time. Maybe I will. So, guys, this is what I got for tonight. Unless y'all got something else for me. I'm really attempting trying to keep from getting all misty eyed and boo hoo ish on y'all here. So Make sure y'all hit like or love. Let me know that you stopped by. Let me know that you came in. And I'll say this, just like Susan says, I still have time to make that call. If you haven't talked to your mom, whether she is on earth or in heaven or wherever you think that she may be, take a moment to say thank you. Just say thank you. If not just for her, for you. Sorry. So, with that, I love y'all. God loves you. Take care of yourselves, respect yourselves, respect yourselves. Take care of them kids. Yeah. Respect our vets. Happy Mother's Day, ladies. I'm Longhorn, the comedian. God bless y'all. $2.